If there is one thing that Harry and Meghan really did with that Oprah Winfrey interview was truly change the sort of PR stance, particularly of the more modern 21st royal British family. And let me explain the reasons behind that. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Now listen, today we're taking a little break out of London. We're in the very heart of Yorkshire, beautiful place of course, God's own country. And it's funny, isn't it? You know, I was looking at, I don't know if you're like this, I know I'm going to be told off for waffling, I know. But the other day I was looking through a drawer and it's funny, isn't it, how you find something and it sparks a memory. This particular memory already focused on a man who really was a hero to my generation of kids, you know, because he was the Green Cross Code man. He was an actor, athlete and all-round nice guy who I met very briefly. Dave Prowse, do you remember him? And he was the one, you know, looked both ways. He was like a superhero, he was like Superman, as I say, to our generation. I don't know if it was screened around the world, but over here in the United Kingdom, Dave Prowse, of course, then went on to be, well, mega famous for those wonderful films like Star Wars and other movies that he appeared in too, of course. I liked him, really nice down-to-earth fella, but I literally just found a badge which I'd had in school days. Strange, isn't it? You look at the badge and suddenly you're 10 years old again. I know, it's frightening, isn't it? Me only 21 too. Back as ever though to your breaking roll story of the day. This particular story really is interesting in itself because I don't know if you've seen this, but William and Catherine have now agreed to move back into the grounds of Windsor Castle to be near our very gracious Majesty the Queen, Queen Elizabeth II, making sure, of course, more importantly, that the very right people are around her. You have to admire Her Majesty the Queen because you know, if we all remember that sort of phrase now when she said, you know, recollections may vary, you know, brilliant put down really, wasn't it? And even though Harry and Meghan had that flying visit to see our gracious Majesty the Queen, seemingly, of course, it wasn't those two that she wanted to come back and stay on site with her, but of course William and Catherine, the next sort of future generations of the British monarchy. But what's even more clever, and a lot of people don't realise this when they first see this particular PR sort of sheet that came out through the court circular, was that they're going to be moving to a modest, get the words modest, 4-bedroom cottage, Adelaide Cottage in the grounds of Windsor Castle. No renovations will be taking place. And of course they will be looking after themselves with no staff on hand. Of course, you know, they will have staff nearby at Windsor Castle, but literally not living in as it was before. Now, what people might say is, well, if you think about it, you know, Harry and Meghan had all those renovations done at Frogmore Cottage, over 2 million in fact, which Prince Charles virtually stumped up for himself. You know, whatever they may say about him not being there, cutting him off financially, he's always tried to do the best by his sons. This particular sort of thing is saying to, you know, the wider world, the Commonwealth, the United Kingdom, is we're not demanding your money, we're not going to be wasting it on fancy, you know, renovations, we're just going to be moving in and getting on with the job. And that, of course, is, in my opinion, and as ever we have to say it is only my opinion, but what a slap down, what a big slap down back to Harry and Meghan, who seemingly preached the woke tripe, as it were, you know, about wanting to be inclusive and help one another, all the while demanding sort of renovations and, more importantly, private jets around the world, all that sort of stuff. What you're seeing here, you know, and people can call me biased, but truly what you're seeing here is two working royals trying to do their very best to be progressive and, more importantly, move with the times of how the monarchy should be reflected by the general public in the 21st century. Surely a lot of people can see how Prince William is truly leading by example, and isn't this something that his younger brother should now also be looking up to? Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.